Okay, so you sent over a ton of info on dog training, agility training especially. And wow, you really went all out, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot to uncover.
I know. And guess what I learned? Dog agility is like a new thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it first appeared in 1978 at the Crufts Dog Show in England.
wow. So it was just for fun back then.
Exactly. Just some entertainment at a dog show.
It's amazing how it turned into a worldwide sport.
I know, right? And speaking of agility, we've got this awesome interview with Betty Estremo.
From Betty's Boot Camp for Dogs and Humans.
Yes, her training style seems really interesting.
Definitely unique.
So I'm thinking for this deep dive, we should break down what agility training actually is.
And why it matters.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
how Betty makes it all work.
Right. And you mentioned wanting tips for new puppy owners.
Oh, yeah. And maybe even how to get your dog into show business.
Okay, so we've got a lot to cover.
We do. But first things first, what does an agility competition even look like?
Well, imagine this. You and your dog are weaving through poles, jumping over hurdles, and racing through tunnels.
Sounds intense.
It is. There's even a seesaw involved.
Wow.
And you're right there with your dog, giving commands and cheering them on.
So it's a real team effort.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agility is actually modeled after horse jumping.
Really? I
Eh,
never thought of that.
yeah. It makes sense, though, right? Both involve navigating obstacles with a partner.
That's true. It's all about that connection between you and your animal.
And that connection has some amazing benefits, by the way.
Like what?
Well, for your dog, it's fantastic exercise.
Obviously, they're running all over the place.
Right. But it goes deeper than just physical fitness. In the interview, Betty talks about how agility helps dogs overcome their fears and build confidence.
Oh, yeah. She told that story about the dog who was terrified of people. And after some agility training, he was like a different dog.
Completely transformed, even started competing.
That's incredible. It gives me hope for my shy little guy.
It's a great example of how conquering obstacles on the course can translate to real-life confidence.
And that confidence boost isn't just for the dogs, right?
Exactly. As the handler, you're also learning new skills.
And getting exercise. Chasing after your dog can be a workout.
You got it. It's a win-win for everyone involved.
So let's talk about Betty's training approach. I was reading through her material, and what struck me was how much she emphasizes personalization.
She does. It's not a one-size-fits-all method.
Right. And she
Uh-huh.
uses words like fun and engaging.
Makes it sound more like playtime than training.
Exactly. And she's a big advocate for positive reinforcement.
And clicker training.
Now, I'm not a training expert, but I think that's all about rewarding good behavior.
You got it. Instead of punishing mistakes.
Right, so it's more encouraging.
Exactly. And her personalized approach comes from years of experience with all sorts of breeds, from corgis to bulldogs.
I saw that on her website. She's worked with so many different dogs.
It gives her a deep understanding of their unique needs.
Which is probably why her method is so effective. Oh, speaking of different approaches, she had some interesting things to say about crate training.
Especially for new puppy owners.
Yeah, she really stressed how crucial it is for separation anxiety and potty training.
It's actually a bit of a controversial topic.
Really?
Some people have strong feelings about it.
I can see how it could be misunderstood.
Yeah. But Betty's perspective is all about creating a safe and comfortable space for the dog.
So not like a punishment.
Right. More like their own little den.
Okay, that makes sense. I can see how that would help a puppy feel secure.
Exactly. She also talked about some common puppy misconceptions.
Oh, like what?
Well, a lot of new owners think potty training happens overnight.
Right, like you bring the puppy home and they're magically housebroken.
Exactly. But Betty emphasizes that it takes time and patience.
So no instant miracles.
Nope. It can take months for a puppy to be fully housebroken.
Good to know. That's a big commitment for new owners.
Definitely. On a slightly different note, did you see the part where Betty mentions training dogs for Hollywood?
Wait, she trains dogs for movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That's so awesome. I wonder if she's worked with any famous dogs.
She couldn't name names, unfortunately. Confidentiality agreements, I guess?
Probably. But it's fascinating how she applies the same training principles, whether it's for agility or the big screen.
So it's all about adapting to the environment.
Exactly. For example, getting dogs used to cameras and lights from an early age.
Oh, that makes sense. Imagine a dog freaking out on set because of all the equipment.
Definitely not ideal. So we've got agility competitions and even Hollywood training covered.
We do. You also mentioned wanting to learn about therapy dogs versus service dogs.
Yeah, it's an important distinction.
And I was actually looking at the glossary definitions earlier.
It's a good place to start. Therapy dogs are trained to provide comfort and affection.
Right, like visiting hospitals or nursing homes.
Exactly. While service dogs are trained to perform specific tasks for people with disabilities,
So a therapy dog might cheer someone up, and a service dog might help with mobility.
perfect examples. And Betty highlights the AKC Canine Good Citizen Test as a great foundation for both types of training.
What's that?
It's basically a test that evaluates a dog's basic obedience and manners.
So, like, making sure they can behave well in public.
Exactly. It ensures they can handle different situations calmly.
That makes sense. So, if you're thinking about either therapy or service work, that test is a good starting point.
Absolutely. Now, switching gears a bit, let's talk about getting started with agility training itself.
Okay. What's the first step?
Well, the good news is you can start practicing at home.
Really? Without any special equipment?
You can use simple tools like a wobble board.
A wobble board, what's that?
It's basically a board balanced on an unstable surface, like a tennis ball.
Oh, I think I've seen those at the park.
They're great for improving balance and coordination.
Makes sense. But what if I don't have a wobble board?
No problem. There are plenty of exercises you can do without any equipment.
Like what?
Well, you can teach your dog to back up, spin, or even walk backwards.
Hold on, teaching a dog to walk backwards. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It can be a bit tricky, but it's also a lot of fun.
And I guess it builds that connection we were talking about.
Exactly. Now, you also mentioned something about a virtual agility course test, right?
Yeah, the ACT. What's that all about?
It's a great way to see if your dog enjoys agility and has a knack for it.
And you can do it from your own backyard.
Exactly. No pressure of a competition setting.
That's amazing. So if you're thinking about trying agility, you can literally start today.
It's all about taking that first step and seeing where the journey takes you.
And it sounds like no matter what path you choose, agility training has a lot to offer.
It really does. It's a testament to the incredible bond we have with our dogs.
And the amazing things they can achieve with our guidance.
You got it. It's pretty inspiring stuff.
It is. Okay, so far we've covered what agility training actually looks like.
We've also talked about why it's so beneficial.
And even how Betty approaches it in her own unique way.
We've touched on crate training,
Hollywood dogs.
and even the difference between therapy and service dogs.
Whew. That's a lot of ground covered.
I know. What's really sticking with me is that theme of confidence building.
Me too. It's not just about dogs learning to navigate obstacles.
It's about them gaining confidence that carries over into their everyday lives.
It's like we're empowering them to thrive.
I like that, empowering them to thrive.
And, speaking of empowerment, what's really interesting? Betty's story, it really shows that idea of empowerment.
Yeah, how so?
Well, think about it. She's owned everything from corgis to bulldogs to husky mixes.
Oh yeah, it's not just about owning different breeds. It's about understanding them.
Right, like their quirks and personalities.
Exactly. That's got to play a big role in her personalized approach to training.
It definitely does. Makes you realize there's no one-size-fits-all method with dogs.
No way. What works for a border collie might not work for a bulldog.
Totally. Which reminds me of something else she mentioned in the interview. The importance of early training and socialization for puppies.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about housebreaking.
Right. It's about, setting them up for success in life.
You got it.
Yeah.
Those early experiences can really shape their confidence and behavior later on.
And she even talked about some common mistakes new puppy owners make, like letting them sleep in the bed right away.
Oh yeah, that can create separation anxiety down the line.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm guilty of that one. Puppy cuddles are the best.
I get it.
Yeah.
But Betty's point is that it's not about being mean or anything. It's about, establishing healthy boundaries from the start.
So even if it means fewer cuddles in the beginning, it's better for them in the long run.
Exactly. And that's where crate training comes in.
Right, we were talking about earlier.
It's not a punishment, remember?
Yeah, it's about creating that safe space.
Exactly. It helps with those early challenges like separation anxiety and potty training.
I like how she frames it as a positive thing. It seems like a lot of people have the wrong idea about crate training.
Totally. It's all about creating positive associations.
So the crate becomes their little haven.
Exactly. A place where they feel secure and relaxed.
Okay, I'm starting to see the benefits. And hey, a well-trained puppy means less stress for the humans too.
For sure. Less accidents, less chewing on furniture, more time to enjoy your furry friend.
Speaking of enjoying your furry friend, remember that whole Hollywood dog training thing?
Oh yeah, the glamorous side of dog training.
I'm still curious if she's worked with any famous dogs.
I know. Me too.
But she can't say, right?
Nope, confidentiality agreement.
Makes sense. But it's so interesting that she sees Hollywood training as an extension of, like, regular training.
You mean the same principles apply?
Yeah. Clear communication, positive reinforcement, that strong bond.
Exactly. It's just the context that changes.
So instead of weave poles and jumps, it's cameras and lights.
And maybe even a green screen.
I can't even imagine trying to train a dog for that.
I know, right? It must take so much patience.
Seriously, getting them to hit their mark or stay still amidst all that chaos.
It's amazing what dogs can do.
And Betty's skill as a trainer, she's clearly passionate about helping dogs reach their full potential.
It's pretty inspiring, right?
Yeah.
Makes you realize that with the right approach, there's no limit to what dogs can achieve.
Okay, so we've talked about the benefits of agility, even the Hollywood scene. But for those who are serious about getting into competitions, where do they even begin?
Well, remember that getting started section?
The one with all the exercises?
Yeah, that's a great place to start. It outlines simple things you can do at home.
Like with the wobble board.
Yep, it's great for balance and coordination.
Makes sense. But even without any equipment, there are things you can do, right?
Absolutely. Like teaching your dog to back up, spin, or even walk backwards.
I'm picturing that in my head, and it just seems hilarious.
It could be a challenge.
Yeah.
But agility training is all about that journey with your dog, the
Yeah.
challenges, the triumphs, and the laughs along the way.
And the ACT, you can earn titles from your backyard.
I know, right? It's a great way to see if your dog enjoys agility before diving into competitions.
So, whether you're dreaming of your dog becoming a superstar or just want a fun activity to do together,
Agility training has so much to offer,
it's really a testament to the bond we have with our dogs.
and the amazing things they can do with our help.
It is. As we're talking about all this, I'm really struck by how much we've learned from Betty's story.
Yeah, it's not just about the training itself.
It's about, like, understanding dogs on a deeper level
Exactly. Recognizing their individuality.
and helping them reach their full potential.
And it's about appreciating that journey of connection.
Speaking of that journey, what stands out to you the most about everything we've talked about?
That's a good question. What really resonates with me is that training isn't just about teaching commands.
It's about so much more,
It is. It's about building a relationship.
based on trust and communication.
Yeah, exactly. It's a partnership where both dog and human can thrive.
And thinking back to what sparked your interest in all this, you were looking for specific guidance as a new puppy owner.
Oh, yeah. And for potentially getting my dog into show business.
Right. So, do you feel like we've gotten to the heart of what matters most?
Absolutely. We've covered so much ground. The core principles of dog training,
Early socialization.
even the unique challenges of training for the screen.
And through it all, we keep coming back to that bond between human and dog.
It's the foundation of everything.
It's about understanding your dog's needs
Communicating clearly.
and celebrating their successes.
And let's not forget the power of positive reinforcement.
So true. Whether you're teaching basic commands or complex routines, rewarding good behavior is key.
Absolutely. And that brings us back to Betty. What do you think is the most valuable lesson we can learn from her story?
I think it's her unwavering belief in the potential of dogs.
Yeah, her passion and dedication are contagious.
It's a reminder to never underestimate the power of a positive attitude.
And a willingness to go the extra mile.
You know, it makes you wonder about all the incredible journeys that are out there.
For both dogs and their human companions.
Speaking of incredible journeys, that actually leads me perfectly to a final thought. So we've talked about how agility training can, like, really boost a dog's confidence.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But you know what? It's not just about the dog. It's about the bond you build together through those shared challenges, you know?
Absolutely. Those moments of teamwork, whether you're in a competition or just playing in the park.
Exactly. It's like through those experiences, you and your dog become this, like, unstoppable team.
It's pretty amazing. And it's not just about training, right? It's about building a genuine relationship.
And a relationship that's, like, built on trust and mutual respect.
Exactly. And that kind of connection, it can bring so much joy to both you and your dog.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's what makes Betty's story so inspiring.
It really is. It shows what's possible when you approach training with passion and dedication. And a little bit of humor too, right?
Oh, definitely. Got to keep things fun. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought. What will your journey look like? What kind of bond will you build with your dog?
That's a great question to ponder. Maybe someday we'll be hearing your story on this very podcast.
That's a great idea. We'd love to hear from our listeners about their own experiences.
Yeah, everyone's got a unique story to tell, and every dog has the potential to amaze us.
So true. So go out there, embrace that journey with your dog, and create your own incredible story.
Absolutely. And until next time, happy training.
And remember,
As Joe Bond says, until we bond again.